Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be an intriguing matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Buffalo Bills. With that, let's get up to Buffalo. Standing by at New Era Field, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, winter is just around the corner as you get a look at New Era Field just south of Buffalo, New York. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Cleveland Browns and the Buffalo Bills. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go. We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go.
Now the first carry for Devin Singletary. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. On second down, here's a run with Singletary. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up fourth down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 42. First carry for Nick Chubb. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snoot full, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Throwing. Mayfield. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They give to Chubb out of the gun. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 7 yards there and a first down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to.
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So after the INT, it's Allen. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The numbers in last week's game for Hooper. 5 catches, 55 yards.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run on first down with Singletary. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The tackle made by the linebacker, Joe Schobert.
Number 53, Mike 53.
A play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
No score after one on EA Sports. Cannot get away, and down he goes. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Allen, and the pressure gets to him again. Mack Wilson in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Late in the season now, MVP chatter starts, and he might be on the fringe. This is always an award that goes quarterback, running back, usually quarterback. A lot of bias. Does he deserve consideration?
He more than deserves consideration because the way the game is played in the NFL now, it's a pass-first league, right? So that means that people are going to adjust their defenses for him each and every week, and he's still putting up big-time numbers. I know the quarterbacks, the running backs get it, but he should be firmly in the race for MVP.
First down throw for Mayfield. And he slings one that's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Here's Mayfield. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. Now Chubb. And he only manages a couple here, down to about the 38-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ed Oliver in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, and he'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Taking a shot for Samuel, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Fourth down, Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down. That's a cornerback in for the sack, Tre'Davious White. Well, the D brought the house. They called the blitz, and they get to the quarterback, overwhelming the O-line.
And I would love to know, and we'll find out later on, was that called before the play, or did they audible into it? Because defenses change plays as well as offenses. Sometimes they get the set they want. They go right to the blitz, and in this case, they nailed it. Got right to the quarterback. No chance on that fourth down.
Looking to throw again on second down. Allen, it's caught over the middle. Hooper. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Allen now looks to throw, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Austin Hooper, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Mayfield now. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Point it right. Check 26, check my back.
They go play action. Mayfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. 3rd and long for Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Derek Barnett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
King.
Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. He'll take a shot for the end zone. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Bills are going to get the football back. So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So they are going to call on Dan Bailey here. His career long is 56 yards done in Seattle. This will be from 56 yards out. And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright. So due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard. The Browns drive about to get started. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Chubb. Oh, Chubb fumbled it. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On 2nd and very short, Allen under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Myles Garrett in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Chris Jones in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. On first down, Chubb able to get forward for about 4 as he's taken down. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. From just shy of midfield, Mayfield. They set up the screen to Chubb. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a 1st down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Mayfield on play action. He finds Beckham complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Chubb. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Yeah, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they get the answers to the exam.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 9th touchdown of the season, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. And they drew up the counter there. It worked. They're glad they drew up the counter.
And a lot of times what you're trying to do is just simply get the defense moving in one direction. It doesn't take much. Even one step's enough. Get them going in one direction and then cut back against the grain and let your running back finish it off and get the work done.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Bills as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure. It's a pickup of 17 on that one and a Bills first down. They'll run on first down. Singletary. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
319. Check 53. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
47-yard line.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Allen. This one complete to Lacy. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. Here's Allen to throw it, and this is going to be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at him.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. And Oliver racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Again, this is Chubb. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on fourth. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Mayfield on fourth down. And that is incomplete. The Browns unable to move the chains on fourth down. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. So now I need an explanation for that one, Charles. You're tied, fourth quarter, deep in your own territory. What was going on in their mind?
I can't even begin to imagine. I understand being aggressive. You know, how many times have you looked at me and said, are you crazy? Why would you say go for it there? I wouldn't in this situation. I'm not sure what he was thinking other than maybe he doesn't believe in his defense at all anymore. That he just says, I've got to go for it in this situation. But his meeting, the head coach's meeting with the GM and the owner, that's going to be an interesting one because he's going to have to offer an explanation for this one. And how about the defense? They had to look across the field and go, that's the ultimate disrespect, isn't it?
Yep. On third down, they go with Singletary. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
Now Mayfield and the Browns down 10-7. A minute 17 remains. They need, at minimum, 3 points out of this as they come up first and 10. Here's Mayfield. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. And even 30 yards on a play that began back at the 30. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for first and 10. They'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Regular.
Now Mayfield. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Regular.
Mayfield to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Here's Seibert for the Browns field goal. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to second and goal.
Hey, alert 33.
Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?